Already for 15 years, I'm regarded as disabled. I already receive pension for disability. I'm classified as disabled and already receive disability pension until the end of my life. And the worst of all, before I started taking Synthesit, I was not able to get out of bed alone. Sometimes they had to help me. Arms and legs already started to get stiff, and they were hanging for days in a 90-degree angle. My room is located on the second floor, and they always had to carry me upstairs. Well, this is about it. I found out about Synthesit, started taking it, and the stiffness in my joints went slowly away. Everything happened less and less, and now when I get cramped or stiff, it's only for 2 minutes, not 2 days, but 2 minutes. And usually the body worsens or it ends in scoliosis. But in my case, it is the other way around. Dear guests, we are on the channel of Synthesit. Today we have a very interesting guest with us. He deals with a very special case, a very complex disease, ankylosing spondylitis. And how can Synthesit help in this case with this disease? Modern medicine tries to only stop a worsening of the disease. But so far with little success, and the maximum that medicine is able to achieve is to stop an advancement of the disease. And Daniel is our guest today. My name is Alexander, and Daniel is already a long-standing customer of Synthesit. Daniel has been diagnosed with ankylosing spondylitis, but he is able to see changes. Daniel, once more, hello. Please tell us, when were you diagnosed? How old are you? Where do you live? And how long have you've been trying to cure yourself? With traditional medicine, with alternative medicine, when did you start taking Synthesit? Let's go step by step from the beginning of the disease to the start of taking Synthesit. I'm listening. Well, I live in Moscow. I'm 40 years old. The disease was discovered on me in 2005, 2006, and in 2008 I was officially diagnosed. I saw many of these cases. People go to the doctor, they are wrongly diagnosed, usually with arthritis, arthrose. With me it was the same. And in the meantime, the disease developed further. Maybe it would have been able to stop, but by the time I was diagnosed, it was already too late and my condition was at its worst. I was not able to walk without a walking stick. And for 15 years, since 2008, I am officially classified as disabled. And for the rest of my life, I'm considered as disabled, and I receive lifelong pension now already. I found out about Synthesit through the channel I Speak. And I was watching all the reviews and videos. It took me a long time, about 2 months, to look at everything. And let me start from the beginning so that you really understand all. I was always doing a lot of sport, was always the best. When it comes to sport, I received awards and I was playing in soccer clubs. I was 64 kilograms, 20 kilograms heavier than now, and I did fitness with barbells. And now I had the lowest point in my life. I was not even able to lift the water kettle anymore. And there are two types. The spine dries out, arms and legs are movable, but the spine no longer, or everything is affected, shoulders, elbows, hands, ankles, hip and knees. For me, it was everything was falling apart. I still cannot even lift my arms. It's very difficult. And it is also difficult to wash my hair, to lift my head. And I cannot reach my feet well. I cannot tie my shoelaces, and I need to stick for walking up the stairs. And before the intake of Synthesit, the worst situation was that I wasn't even able to get out of bed, and sometimes they had to help me. And the arms and legs were already beginning to get wedged, and they hung at a 90-degree angle for several days. And my room is located on the second floor, and they had to carry me upstairs. And that was already all. And I found out about Synthesit, started taking it, and the stiffness slowly went away. It became less and less, and when I stiffen, it's for 2 minutes, not for 2 days anymore, but only 2 minutes. I then try to move this body part. And I noticed first my blanket at night got lighter. Usually it felt like beton, as if it was crushing my bones. And I understood that it was not crushing my bones anymore, and the blanket got actually lighter. I started to wake up and get up easier in the morning, and when I was lying down on my mattress for too long and without a pillow, my head didn't reach the mattress, and when I got up, I had pain. And now my head is lifting itself up. And usually this is not possible, but because my spine got more mobile again, and in the last 6 months, I noticed a crunching in my spine also, and it started to be more mobile again. And slowly I can move it more. And during the day, it bends me into an angle, but now I can actually straighten myself up. And back then, this always happened at night, but now I can bend myself at a greater angle. I have not experienced it until now, and I'm watching a lot of videos about the disease, and usually it worsens or a person ends up with scoliosis. But my case is almost happening in reverse. It's a phenomenal result. I believe I understand the disease very well. It is a question about life and death, if I understand correctly. Dear viewers, how can we ask ourselves how ankylosing spondylitis ends? During the last stage of a person more or less freezes. He cannot move at all anymore. Is this correct, Daniel? Yes, you become stiff and the body is bent up to the point where you see nothing more but the ground. And from a side angle, I can already see how my head is moving forward and downward and that I cannot raise my head fully. My neck is very stiff. I can only move it slightly and downward, not at all. I can move myself to the side, the shoulders, but this is all. More I cannot. And now, more or less, I am able to move my spine again a bit more. No, this is a phenomenal result, and yes, really phenomenal result. And dear viewers, Daniel, like any other person who is facing such life problems, dependent on life and death, get help, of course, from doctors, help yourself, learn about it and try to understand it. And Daniel became even an expert regarding his disease. He learned everything about it, what is it out there and what can help him. And you are also reading scientific reports and you try to innovative solutions. And here you found one innovative solution. For me, it is a phenomenal result when a disease that cannot be healed can be healed. And then this means there are miracles. And of course, we are not claiming that it's a miracle. However, we assume that these happened due to the fact of Synthesit. It takes a healing effect on the body. And that is, we assume, well, that much. And Daniel, why do you believe that Synthesit would help you in your situation? For several months, you familiarized yourself with Synthesit, you watched all interviews. And why did you choose it? Why did you think Synthesit could help? How did you justify your way of thinking? Well, it was mainly the topic about disaggregation of red blood cells that caught my attention. I started to change also my nutrition and the way I breathe, and I changed what I eat, and I noticed that my body was strongly acid. I was consuming too much meat and too little vegetables, and now I'm eating about 70% vegetables. I breathe normally. Now I notice that the thinning of the blood helps and everything is easier, and especially the fact that with Synthesit the blood is becoming thinner. This helps a lot. And now in the morning I'm not stiff anymore. I can go downstairs, I'm leaning with my shoulder against the wall or I'm holding onto the railing. Well, I'm still very sick, it's not over. I still need a walking stick when walking, but I'm already seeing a beginning, a huge change. And in the mornings, it's always the hardest, and this is why I'm able to see a difference. But then during the night, the body was always frozen, and the blood was not flowing right, and the biochemistry showed this. And the tissues and the spine were not able to recover at night, but now with Synthesit, the blood normalizes somewhat, and there is more oxygen in the blood, and the body is able to recover while sleeping and does not degrade further. And this is how I see it, at least. And do you periodically have a blood tested, your biochemistry? I'm afraid of doctors. I don't like them, so I don't go to them. But before I chose to take Synthesit, I did do an analysis, and they tested anemia. But I did not have any desire to do something about it. I already woke up tired in the morning, and the analysis started that my iron levels were too low, already critically low, and I was really having a very low value. And this is why I believe that Synthesit can really help, and it immediately had an effect on it in directions, and I treated with the anemia due to the more oxygen being carried into the blood and the recovery of the chemie. And I think it would be interesting for our viewers to know how long you've been taking Synthesit and also what other results you've been experiencing with Synthesit. I wrote everything down. The first time I took it was on the 16th of July in 21, and it has been more than 2 years now. And the first 3-4 months, I had more energy, as described also by other customers. And I was having more strength, and I was feeling also better. And before, I wasn't even able to lift a kettle because it was too heavy. But now I'm able to hold everything with my hand. I'm an artist. I drew 15-20 minutes before my hand would give up, and I wouldn't be able to hold the brush anymore. But now I'm able to sit and draw for half an hour. But it feels I'm sitting on a bomb, because every half an hour I need to get up and move around to keep alive. If not, everything will go numb and deteriorate. And now when I'm drawing, I don't notice this problem as much anymore. And this is great. It means you can work normally again. Now that everything is back to normal, but you are able to draw twice as long, a great improvement, apart from the nightly stiffness of the spine you experience. And the fact that you can move your spine again, it's a great miracle, which only rarely occurs. Well, in the coming month, your energy, strength, and tonus increased. And what happened also? Well, since the start of the intake of Synthesit, it has been 1 year and 7-8 months now. And how did the situation further develop after these 4 months? I always try to stay physically active, but this has always ended up bad. My knees were always swollen, even after minimal amount of physical activity, and I'm not able to exercise sports. And when my spine stiffens, I notice that my gallbladder, my kidneys and my liver, they seem to stop functioning properly, and my body deteriorates. And I assume this is the cause of a decline in the organ's function. And with Synthesit, I'm actually able to find out whether my body is able to recover and if the edema on my knees subside. And now I'm able to train a bit better and can put more pressure on my body, and also my lymph vessels function again. And toxins are being released, and there are moments, especially after the consumption of meat, when I think that the blood thickens, and I wasn't able to handle this. I had to lay down because I was feeling bad, even as if I was dying. But with Synthesit, the residual protein that was left in my body was being processed better, and it helped in digestion. And I think my gallbladder is simply not working right. And now I'm able to recover more quickly after training. I'm able to move more, and of course, with sport, my condition does improve. And very good. As far as I know, you're classified as disabled. You receive disability pension, but no other support. And for my part, I wish that everything is forgotten and that you can say that that's it and no more, but this still lies in the future. And these people watching us who also face problems in life, I believe that all over the world people can benefit from this video, as we will translate it into other languages. And here we have Synthesit. It helps, plus all body practices that you do also help. Plus the nutritional change also helps, and that you eat less meat. It is important because meat can be a type of poison for the body, except for fish. I know that recently a study was published about meat consumption, and fish in general has no negative effect on the body. It is not carcinogenic. But chicken meat and processed food contains toxins and carcinogens. And the study lasted 20 years, and it was done with 40 or 20,000 people. And this is why it's important to eat more vegetables and also fruits. And what else do you consume? What else do you do? It's important for people to know. I begin to focus more on my gut flora, and I started eating porridge. And for making porridge, the grain is processed in a fractions of a second or a few seconds. And for that, it does not lose its useful nutrients, and something not found in modern grain and not grounded into flour. And I began eating that as a first step to reestablish a microflora, because through it we receive our immunity. And I started to go to the chiropractor. It's very popular now, and they're everywhere. And after 8 sessions, I was already beaten. It is good that I decided to take Synthesit. Iron supports the recovery of torn muscle tissues. And this also happens. Doctors convinced me that I could easily break my spine when I fall or move at all. And I thought if I fall, everything will break, and the spine also, and this will be the end. But no, my muscles hurt, but I'm reliving life, and I'm aware that it was simply not true. I realized that it was only fear in my head holding me back, and my hope returned to me, and I'm now moving my spine again, and this was a major step. And then I also tried wearing the support jacket of Frolov. I cannot really remember his name. But okay. No, it's difficult to handle. Moreover, I cannot handle it, so my jacket is with zippers and very heavy. But it helped one way or the other. And also EXOMassages. I went 10 times. During this time, my kidneys simultaneously began to work again with electromagnetic impulse massages. And I was having chronic pimples in my face, and now they are gone. I understood it was because of my kidneys, and they returned for some time, and I began testing it at home. My father was beating me on the back for 2 weeks, and the pimples disappeared again. And I was thinking as much that the organs were not functioning right because there was no progression of the organs. And I need to add that I massage my organs in the evening, except for the gallbladder. And with Synthesit, all is normal and recovered, and all effects improved. And it improves everything by a manifold. And dear viewers, please be aware, no matter what you are fighting with, God be with you, and maybe you have a problem or something else, it's important to take a holistic approach when dealing with a problem, externally and internally, and get ready to also change your mindset through your thought processes, reflect upon your habits, get rid of stereotypes, and as long as a person lives, thinks, speaks, as long as he is, and he can change. It's an XOM. And of course, there are cases when a person is already in the last stage of something, but in most cases, he can still take action and change. And educate yourself, take a holistic approach, reflect internally and externally, and adapt your nutrition, your movement, your way of thinking. Go to different massages, go to a specialist, and all will be fine. And of course, take Synthesit. It's a unique product with no analogues in the world. It's produced with a unique technology, a simulation of naturally occurring processes that take place deep down in the earth. And it's a combination of different factors, and which causes the creation of this iron in form of Synthesit, an iron without analogues, unique on the global market. And normal iron causes side effects. It is toxic and bad for the liver, and Synthesit is, in contrary, supports the function of the liver, the kidneys, and restores them, and supports the function of the digestive system and the body as a whole. And due to its effect on the blood, it increases the number of stem cells and helps against inflammation. And overall, it saturates the blood with oxygen, separates red blood cells, and supports the healthy blood flow to all organs and tissues, including the kidneys. And ankylosing spondylitis takes effect on the kidneys. And this is why what Daniel has been talking about, and it can also affect the functioning of the heart. But do you have problems with the heart, arrhythmia? No, with my heart all is fine. I did have problems, but due to sugar, I stopped eating sugar and my blood pressure stabilized, and there is no more noise also in my ears. Good. And can you tell us your secret? It's important in life not to lose courage. When a person is demotivated, everything in life is more difficult. And when that person is sick in addition, then it's even more important not to lose faith. And what helped you to go on? Well, I am a creative person. I draw, I paint, I am a professional animation artist. And when I'm creative, when I draw, it frees my mind in a way. And when a person always keeps busy creating something, it stabilizes his state of mind, and he worries less. And when you can have small successes, then you can hold on to something. And this is really well, and life starts to be meaningful again. I understand that creativity gives you this feeling of motivation. And dear viewers, do something special always. Be with the family, have hobbies, do sports, whatever, so that you can live a diverse life. Even if something does not turn out right, keep on going, because unlucky in gambling, lucky in love. You never know. It's important to stay inspired, and where you're able to ease yourself also mentally. How do you feel yourself? Yes, I'm feeling fine, enthusiastic. You sit down, you see the task, but you don't want to. You're interested, but you don't know how to start. But nevertheless, you want to, and understand that you have the strength to deal with it. And this is important. It's inside of you. You are already ready. And this is a way out of depression even. Well, I was not really depressed because I needed to work to earn a living. But there are always things that keep you above water. When a person stops doing everything, this person begins to procrastinate and dies faster. like the stairs onto the second floor, with which, without my legs, would have deteriorated faster. But as I'm climbing upstairs each day from kitchen and working area, there are factors that don't let me degrade as fast. And yes, creativity is also a big part, and also my family, and something that keeps me going. Yes, correct. Dear viewers, each day we are fighting with our lives. You fight with yourself, with your environment, but use Synthesit as a way of helping you to deal with this fight, to make it more pleasant, and to be able to reach more. It's a great supporter. And today you were able to hear another great example of the actions of Synthesit. And I believe this is a phenomenal example. And I wish you, Daniel, furthermore success in your fight and more strength, and to overcome also this. And everything happens as it's supposed to. And a lot was already being accomplished. And I already see great results, unique ones. And I assume that these changes will continue each day. And I see that you believe in yourself and that all will be good. And like in all interviews, I kindly ask my guests at the end of to also say a couple of words to the viewers. And yes, thanks. I wish also that I can progress more, and if possible, we can have another interview. For the end, don't lose courage. Look for a solution. There is always a way. It works, but you should not give up. Keep going. Thanks. Dear viewers, if you support this interview about the actions of Synthesit, please tell your friends and your family about it. And I don't hope that someone in your family is having the same issues, but maybe this video can help you make a decision. It can inspire you and bring you health, and it can stop whatever problem you're dealing with. And this is Alexander from Synthesit and Daniel, and all the best. Goodbye.